Hey everyone, it says listen to K-pop and share love everyone. Sorry I haven't been around for like the last week nearly by now by the time this goes up. I've just been like really busy with just things going on in my life and work. Well, work you're always busy with. Anyway, so this is my look at Up10tion's Blue Rose. This is off their Laberinto. I think that's how you pronounce it because it's Laberinto. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it properly. Okay, and this is their Blue Rose music video. Now, I'd honestly forgot that they were having come back, like, because I've been so busy the last week or so. I knew they were having come back, but I completely forgot it was like, you know, well, yesterday, the 6th, it was, you know, when they were releasing this music video. I think today's like the 7th now, so anyway. So, I've seen like the teasers for it and also the short video they had as well. And it's really interesting. Some words kept coming up. In the first teaser, it comes up with the fugitive and chaser, and crime and clue. And that's also, and it seems really interesting where they could be going with this. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. And the bit of sound and the bits of scenes I've already shown you, I reckon it's going to be absolutely brilliant. Up10tion really do a good job. And just everything. They're one of those really good groups. In the last year or so, with their comebacks in their Japanese releases, they've really come back a lot stronger than what they were. Like, groups building that over time, but Up10tion have really, really come back strong and heavily. And I reckon next year could be a really good year for Up10tion and just their growth as a group with the fan base within Korea and also internationally. So here we go. Ooh. The Blue Rose, the clues, and the criminals. It's like a ooh. The rose. Ooh. 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 Oh. Oh, blue roses. Ooh. Ooh, here we go. Ooh. 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 They've got the rose. Ooh. Okay. It was definitely a little bit different to what I honestly thought we were going to get from looking at the teasers. Just story wise, they gave you a lot, but they also left a lot off at the end where the story went with this music video. So I'm really interested to see if they do another release later on, but they kind of pick up on the storyline. I think they might do that. I kind of hope they do that, mostly because I want to know what happens. And it's very interesting, like, you got them all together as the criminals, and then all together as the chase and the chasers, you know, to chase the criminals. But it's very interesting. Like they show kind of out of all of them 5 very distinctive members in both groups. Kind of like they're the main bad guys and they're the main chasers. I wouldn't say good guys in this because, like, okay, they might be criminals, but there's no necessarily guarantee here with the way it is that they're necessarily good guys. They're chasers, they're after the blue rose, but what their motives could be something else entirely there. Because they don't necessarily come across as your standard, you know, police. That's why I'm just adding that bit there. I just have to. Okay, I've got to go back to the beginning because it's a very interesting opening. I was not expecting it, and it's very uniquely sounding too. Actually, this whole song and the way it's been put together and set up, it's got a very interesting sound. Patterns are a bit all over. Like, there are underlying patterns, but really they're all over the place. Like you got a song that you got your song start, then you got your chorus, breakdown, you know, chorus, breakdown, end of song. This one's very interesting. I gotta go back to the beginning because that sound at the beginning was so peculiar when they actually started getting into song. Yeah, like you got the chasers and the criminals. This. And there's the rose. Yeah, that's it. That's just like they've gone for 2 very strong rappers here. Slightly different. They've both got very different sounds. There is a bit of auto-tune and like voice manipulation there, but I think for this kind of song it really works with it because it gives you something really interesting. You hook into it early, and also it makes their voices just that little bit more distinctive sounding. That's what I personally think there. And the yeah, like here, it's swapped between one and then the other. And the rose. Now the dance is very interesting for this song as well. Look, like I said, the dance is very interesting for this one. It works with the sound of this song and the music video, but the sound for the song itself is very interesting too, because it doesn't really fit in your, like, you got your standard categories for everything for music, then you got your subcategories, and that even then it doesn't really fit into them. It's a little bit more of a niche, very unique sounding song and music video. And I really hope a lot of people look at this well because it is really good, and I hope they get a lot of attention for it. And no pun intended there, I just realised. But because the song itself, it's strong, but it's got a soft, pretty much it's a very strong and soft song at the same time. Don't mind that was just the door. It's like it's got a very strong beat, but it's kind of like it's a different kind of layering. Instead of having it layered, say, a strong sounding song, then layering it with the softer overtones, so you still get that harshness through. It's actually to a point, it's a very softer song with harsher hitting sounds and feelings and emotions, and just the way it's layered. It seemed to have gone on top is the best way to put it, because like, if you listen to it and just watch the music video, it's really beautiful and aesthetic, and the song is really good. But honestly, it's got a very light, softening sound. Then it's got those harsher hitting feels and sounds on top. That's what I personally feel with this one. It's a bit of an opposite to, say, a harsher hitting song that they've toned down a bit after they've started the song. Whereas this is the different. It's got that light, soft sounds throughout the whole song, and then it's put the harshness over top. But that lightness of the song and the beauty keeps seeping through even the harder bits. So it's not as hard hitting. So it would fit into those like harder hitting, feeling emotional songs, the ones that aren't so hard hitting. But then it in itself again is very unique sounding. That is something I really noticed straight away with this one. And also, I noticed too, when they dress as the criminals, some of them have got what looks like, I'm pretty sure is like a rose tattoo up their neck. I had to be double sure then going back through some of this, and yeah, I'm fairly certain there. And also, another bit further on, I really like it. I'll point that out to you in a sec. I think it's just after this. And just the dance itself, it's so beautiful, strong. It's kind of a good mix of soft and harsh bits put together. Like, the dance is strong and powerful, but it's so soft and flowing at the same time. Like the song itself, it's got such a softness and flow and beauty to it that kind of, you know, really work for, but then they've put the harsher bits over the top. It's like the song itself. Okay, here we go. This breakdown here, it's so beautiful, and it really, like, I wasn't expecting it, and honestly, it really works with this song. It gives you that breath of freshness before you really finish the song off. Okay, also color scheme wise and the colors they've gone for here, it's very interesting. I thought they might have gone for some slightly more floral designs with what they might have worn in that, but they didn't. They kind of went for that slight military police style vibe with the suits, but they're a bit different again. Like you can see, they're kind of slightly police, but slightly not at the same time. More like say like detective kind of vibe to go with that whole chase a bit, and the criminal vibe of it. You can see they've got real daggy street kind of wear clothes, a few layers and just stuff like that, but there's also a lot more brightly coloured, so it really stands out. They overall it stands out because I'll have like maybe brightly coloured shirt, a brightly coloured pattern shirt on, or a bright jacket or something like that, and it just looks really good. Setting wise, I loved how when they're all dancing together in those suits, how it switches from that red to that blue. That is so beautiful. And also that white room setting that they go to with the blue in it. And as you probably noticed towards the end of the music video, they add a little bit of just a little bit more colour to it. It's not so stark white with that blue. They've added, pardon me, they've added just a little bit of like a creamy brown to it, just to help, I think, it fills out the room more. It just it helps to go towards that end of the music video where both are coming together, the chasers and the criminals, they're kind of coming together towards the end there, and that's what you kind of get with the room as it is now. Yeah, and like the blue roses in the jar, and also how they're dancing in that warehouse space, how the windows are tinted red as well, which kind of also represents more that they're the criminals. Okay, so this is, like I said, this is a really beautiful song. It's a really good song. It really catches you in. You really listen to it and really get into it. I'm just curious to see what the rest of this album will be like, because it's, like I said, it's a bit of an like, it's got some real, like, vocals are really good. Sounds are kind of just hard to pick up on instrument wise. You do get a bit of that drum when you really get into that chorus, that like a drumming sound, and cymbals, you really hear that, but beyond that it's kind of hard to pick up. It's one of those ones you really have to go back through and listen through to pick up any of the sounds and the patterns. It was just more vocally in certain aspects of it, you really noticed certain points there. And the colors for this, like I said, it's really interesting. Blue is because it's blue rose. Blue is a bit of a recurring theme there, but just the other colors are added to it, like the red to represent the criminals. That room they're in where it's white with just that little bit of blue in it. Oh, and also just that, just the pictures of like the blue roses themselves. That's really, really beautiful. Especially that one room, how there's all those blue roses and they're kind of like in glass boxes, and that to kind of show the value of them and just how beautiful they are and how precious they are. So I hope I didn't jibber jabber and blibble blabble and all that like I normally do too much for this one. But there is really a lot with this music video, and I really love it. Like I said, can't wait to listen to the rest of this album and just see what other sounds and that they've come with for this one. And like I said, the end of the music video kind of just leaves on a bit of a question mark. They don't show you who won, who lost, and who ended up with the Blue Rose to a point, which also I think reflects the song as well from what you get out of it. Okay, everyone, so this is Ezra. Listen, love, and share the love, everyone. See us.